just like a brief intro. And in the website, we create some like safe space for young people, because our team, we are mostly like youth workers from the low threshold center, from youth center in our country. And then we just noticed that young people, our clients or young people in need, spend more and more time on cell phones to doing something like gaming or just being on a social network or something. Just be on cell phone all the time during the club, during the program, during the workshop. And then we decided to create this like safe space, this like online club on a website, and take them this space to do something. For example, like sharing experiences. There was a kind of like blogging. It was so popular during that time, not right now. So they can write articles or something and sharing photos or gaming or something. And the most important part of it was a counseling chat. So the young people can go there and chatting or texting with a social worker during this opening hour, like I don't know, every working day on evening, there were opening hour, and people can go there, no registration, just go click the icon and go to the chat and chatting. So it was, or still it is, because we have this counseling chain, very important for them. And people ask for help, like on chat, sharing the like deep topics or something, their problems. So, but still, during this time, it's like a kind of website. It's not that popular for our target group, because the young people, they don't want to go somewhere on a website and doing something there. It's not so funny for them. And they prefer the social networks, like I guess in our country, it's like Instagram, it's super popular, or TikTok. I don't know if you know this kind of network, and also Facebook. But during these days, it's not so popular for young people in our country. So in last year, we noticed that we have to reaching young people there in their like their environment. In social networks. So for the first time, we are mapping these networks. For example, YouTube. On YouTube, we are mapping the videos for teenagers, mostly in Czech language, in like our native language, focus on young people. Our like I don't know how to say, but in our country, there's not so much influencers who make content for young people. So first of all, we make a list, like a huge list of this kind of influencers, and then we just separate groups, like I don't know, makeup tutorials. So some videos for like girls, or some videos about the gaming. It's also very, very popular. And then some videos about the like this lifestyle topics, like gender, sexuality, or cyberbullying, or something about anorexia, about suiciding, and this kind of like lifestyle, teenage lifestyle videos. And then we're mapping the comments when the people leave, like behind the video, like users. And then we, if there were some question, for example, a video about the coming out. it was a very like a huge topic coming out for teenagers. And then one very most popular influencer girl made video about her coming out, and people just like writing a lot of comments about it, about like, I have a problems with my parents because I'm a lesbian, I am a gay, I am a whatever, and my parents like don't get it and they hate me and something. This kind of so much like noticed like that, and we are like a social worker or like outreach worker just answer it for this kind of commentary with some like help or some sentence to help the people with this like kind of questions or kind of sharing information. So it was the first time that we are reaching young people in, for example, YouTube or in Instagram. So first time it was like, you have to know your target group. If you make your own content to social networks or somewhere in the internet, or if you want mapping the internet and the young people, you have to know your target group. So what they need or what they want to do in their leisure time, or how looks like their like daily routine or something. It's very important to take information about them, because if you know your target group, like it breaks your users, you know where they are in the internet. Is they are like gamers, or they are just like I don't know, young women or something, or students on a high school or at the like public school, or what they are exactly. It's very useful for the first time if you provided this like research on internet. And then if you know what they are, you can create, if you want, create some like interesting content for them. So for us, it was like important to know what kind of content they would like to like feeding, because I guess like in Instagram, there's just photos, there's just some like short video, like stories. This 24 hours videos, very short videos, or some stories or something, and just people or especially young people like feeding with this content, and also like reacting to the content. So we create some videos, we create some interesting like feed with some kind of information. For example, in our target group is so very popular like topic of like health and illness, like how to say it, like depression or anxiety or anorexia, bulimia, or something like that. This especially in a pandemic, that people were just separated at home and with parents, and in our country school was closed for 1 year, so people just stay at home and just looking at screen all the time, and then the depression like increase a lot, and the young people, they don't, or they didn't go to some youth center or somewhere, because this kind of program were closed also. So it was a very difficult situation for them, and we create some like videos or some like content to take some, for example, like tips or some, how to say it, some strategy, how to do it if I am feel bad, or how to do it if I have an annoying relationship with my parents because of pandemia or this kind of like life hacks. I just say like some kind of life hacks in a basic situation, in like daily situation during pandemia. And the young people very like it, and they send us so many message. There is like good job and for me or something. That's very good vibes, I guess. And also in Instagram, we use these stories for interaction with the young people. So you can use it, and it depends how technically, if you have some like PR worker or something, and if you have like fan or very interested in social media, then you can find lots of like application or lots of stuff inside this social media. Then you can use it for interaction with teenagers, and they very like it in our country. For example, if you create a story about the smoking weed, you can put some sticker inside with the question, for example, have you ever smoked the weed before or something? And then they just tap yes or no, and you interacted with you, for example. Or you can put the question, what kind of content do you like, and what do you like to do, what's funny for you, and then just like, I don't know, like traveling or makeup tutorial, and then just like tap the answer, and then you have some information. It's very important for you, and then you can create a video or something. Depends on what kind of content your target group like. So it was like our way how we thinking about it. Now I would like to ask you about teenagers increases in your country. There's just like three questions. What are the lifestyle of teenagers in your country? What is the typical teenage behavior today?
Sorry.
Oh, there's something. And why is teenage life so difficult? What do you think?
Only for Denmark, I only know for Denmark where I'm at, but I think the lifestyle for us is like, in general, we're very privileged in the sense that we have a good educational system, and that people are, we also paid to study and all of this. But I think when it comes to behavior, I feel that the Danish young people are very like, empathetic, like they are sensitive, and they're also very, they want to be a part of things and of communities and of the world and stuff. But they also have many, like they're very sensitive and have many worries. And I think it comes both from like external pressure, for example, like something as, there as the climate crisis, but also like in terms of them having all of these pressures to be perfect, which is both coming from social media, but also from our educational system, which values, like character, like, grades and stuff. So I think for us, it's like a sense of like pressure meant to be perfect, both in the sense of like social, educational, all of this, which is like why we also have like what I consider a mental health crisis when it comes to young people. And like we have a build on of people with like, or young people with depression or anxiety or like symptoms of this. And we're not good enough equipped for it, not online or offline at all. And also to take the online world seriously, because a lot of this also has to do with like what is happening online. So I think in many ways that are like, the people in power are also taking this part seriously, how much that also means.
I'm from Romania, and this mean, I don't know how different the teenagers are from the rest of Europe, but from what I've heard, I would like to start. Well, first of all, teenagers are really different here. Depending on the groups they hang out with. But I see a lot of I see Western Europe countries, and I don't know if this applies to you, but a thing that I've noticed is that teenagers from Romania hug. We hug each other because we want to feel, we want the others to feel included, and we are very smiling to each other. And this is the thing that I've been told, that Romanian teenagers hug and wants to be inclusive towards each other from their groups. Yes, so as I've said before, they are very split into categories. So as Sophie said, that is a peer pressure from social media to be as perfect as possible, which yes, some teenagers in Romania experience, but some of them want to be different from what social media says. They want to be more rebel than let's say Kim Kardashian or any other influencer that has a perfect body. They want to be more like Billie Eilish, let's say.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have people very involved with social life. We have people involved in volunteering a lot, which is very, very okay. We also have a lot. This is a problem. We have a lot of teenagers that are pressured by their families to have to score high grades at school, and this affects their lives a lot. And we just have kids who want to hang out. They don't really have like empathy towards other groups other than themselves, but this is their problem. Yeah, common passions for kids in Romania. I think the most common for boys especially is gaming, because we have almost every guy I know plays on their PC or PlayStation. Also, we have football. Football is a really big thing here in Romania. We have drawing. And also watching the latest shows.
So here in the Canary Islands, I think it's quite similar to Romania. So lots of different divisions in groups of teenagers. Lots of hugs as well. Me from Belgium, that's very strange to me. So yeah, I think it's quite similar, and also indeed, like the difference between my teenage years and this teenage years, I would see like a lot of activity online, a lot more indeed pressure. Sophie told it as well, or Karolina, you told it as well, like the bodybuilding pressure. You see that a lot as well here. So yeah, in that sense, very short. I think quite similar to what Elena said: division and pressure.
I was talking about the in the introduction, the main thing, and it's very important to know your target group, and I guess that you know them, and it's very, very cool. And also it's so important if you have, because also you talk about that there's a differences between, for example, like Belgium or Western Europe and Romania or Tenerife. I hope that about the hugging, and more hugs, and I guess it's also not so common from our country, from Czech Republic. Still, we get some social distance, and also teenagers in groups. They are not that touching each other, and it's also very important to take this a special thing or special lifestyle or something for your target group, because of course there's like global stars like Billie Eilish in our country is so also very popular, and she talk about mental health and something, open some topics, and it's also very very good for like our teenagers. But it's also important to ask some like local influencer or local celebrity to ask share some content on a network. Sometimes it's very useful if you have some this kind of contact, because the young people can make content for them like in like peer to peer. It's better if some the person at the same age like you talk to you about something. It's like more valuable than if some like adult person talk to something to you. It's like a teacher or some social worker, and sometimes it doesn't like you I mean teenager, you don't want to like hear other stuff for adult sometimes. And also it's very good to like catch or take some this trend like for example bodybuilding, but in the like good way, in the positive way. For example, in our team we have one colleague, and he is like he's doing sparring or like box, or I don't know how to say, and he makes some videos about it, or some like meeting with teenagers, some like doing exercise together on stream or something, but in this like positive way, like talking about the food. If you would like to, I don't know, doing box, you have to eat something, and in a positive way, like catch the trend, catch the topic like bodybuilding or pressure to be perfect, because maybe everyone would like to be perfect or be a rebel. So yeah, it's also popular. If I'm not perfect, I'm just like looking for other role in my life. So it's also very important for make content in social network. And if you are interested in like trends for young people, there is some company, I guess from Belgium. It goes like Trend Wolves, like, and they have online a huge like book every year, then make lots of information about youngsters lifestyle, and make a huge research for it every year. And it's for, I guess it's from like Western European countries. Yes, this one. And also for us, like more east, but it takes time. Then it's something very so popular in the west part of Europe, and like 2 years then it came to our country, but still it's very useful. It's not that cheap, but some NGO in our country or in Slovakia, they work with it, with this annual, or how to say, this book makes the huge research to searching trends for young people, and then they use it in the campaign for young people or in the just content or something. So we were talking about the problems or topics that the young people have in your country, and then I would like to present some short story from our counseling service from Czech. And then you can see how deep is the topics where young people sharing in this kind of media. So there is it was, I don't know, just like 2 months ago that some people write down on the chat, and you can see it. My best friend Sarah died yesterday. She was the only person who really loved me. Every minute I think why I'm still here. And then you can just think about it. Imagine your situation, you're a consultant on a chat. There is some few, if you have a chat or if you communicate with teenagers in NEET online, I don't know if it's like useful for all of you, because not all of you like working like that, that you can okay, there is some like a story about the person in a drawing in the world. Yeah, it means that the teenager, it's like inside the world, and social worker, it's like outside and look down. Yeah, and there's like a few tips or few like points if you are texting with teenager in need in some crisis, just like first aid. So first, it's emotion first. Yeah, it's very important. If you imagine the small story then we saw before, and there was a girl texting about the thinking of making suicide. It's very common. It's I guess it's like 20 or 30% of chats. It's about making suicide or something. And in this like huge topic, when there is some like emergency or some worry about health of a client, it's very important to talk or ask for emotion. How do you feel at the moment? What maybe if it's like some risk of injury at the moment. So what are you doing right now? What happened right now? Because sometimes it happened to me that the client just like injure yourself during the chat, just like putting knife or something, cut it or something. And then it's very important to know what happened, if it's necessary to call ambulance or something. And if it's not necessary, if just like just it's about a feeling or something, it's very very important to mapping how does they feel. And also very important, sharing is caring. So it's necessary look for seek a solution. It's so important, because sometimes just people like want to talk about something, just to talk, or texting, of course it's not talk, but it's also important. During the pandemic, that people were just at home with the same people all the time, and fearing of COVID, or fearing of their grandparents or something. They just like have depression or some bad like blue moods or something. They just want to sharing their feelings, sharing their thoughts and something. So sharing is caring. And sometimes we have to be patient. Yeah, it's the issue of time. The social networks, chat, and online work is very like I don't know. It's fast. It's like fast food. You want to feed you by content, by words. There's so many information. It's so like fast, and sometimes in the opposite, be patient. Things like this take time. So it means that someone like texting you for like big issue, it doesn't mean that there's a solution at the one chat. It takes 1 hour, so it's not enough time for do everything. But still, it's important to be in contact